Since they announced they were going to be making some new Star Wars movies, there's been a lot of anxiety on the internet centered on whether or not those movies were going to be any good. And at the heart of that discussion has been, what kind of director are they going to hire? Who is going to be the new visionary for the world of Star Wars? And that was officially confirmed this week. And JJ Abrams has been selected to direct Star Wars VII, and I can't wait till it has a real title so we can stop calling it Star Wars VII. Maybe something like A New Hope of Jedi Strike Back to take revenge on the Sith. I, for one, think he's going to do a great job, so here are 5 reasons why JJ Abrams is the right man to direct Star Wars VII. Number 1, he is a huge Star Wars fan. Think about what a fanboy can do in the director's chair. Think about what Joss Whedon was able to do for the Avengers, or Jon Favreau was able to do with Iron Man. These people really loved the characters they were dealing with, and that shone through on the screen. In the past, Abrams has said that the original Star Wars trilogy galvanized him to become a filmmaker and showed him what movies are capable of. That is a real fan, and I'm excited to see what he is capable of in that universe. Second, the 2009 film Star Trek, which JJ Abrams directed. If you're a Star Trek fan or you're not a Star Trek fan, you have to admit that movie was pretty frackin' awesome. In that film, Abrams showed us that he is able to deal with these beloved characters and respect what they stand for while also reinventing them and introducing them to an entirely new audience. That is what needs to happen for the new Star Wars trilogy, because for some people this will be their first exposure to that universe, and I want them to fall in love with it, like I did. 3. Super 8, a film which was made entirely as a love letter to Steven Spielberg and his style, and specifically his movies from the 80s. And now Abrams will be able to take that stylistic flair and apply it to the genius work of George Lucas, putting his own stamp on it while still preserving the brilliance that was the original Star Wars trilogy. 4. Lost and Alias. JJ Abrams was responsible for the creation of both of these series, as well as Felicity, but let's set that aside for a moment. He was able to create something that was serialized the same way that Star Wars will be going forward, and absolutely riveting. The audience was engrossed in Lost, was engrossed in Alias, and I hope that he can bring that same sense of excitement and mystery to the new Star Wars. Number 5, the music. My favorite composer in the entire universe is John Williams, and I hope that he comes back to score the next Star Wars movies, but if for whatever reason he doesn't, you know that JJ Abrams will tap his good friend and collaborator Michael Giacchino, who has created some of the most amazing music of the past few years, scoring everything from the TV show Lost to the incredibly memorable Up. Of course, the announcement that JJ Abrams would be directing the new Star Wars was met with a bunch of jokes about how much lens flare there would be, or if they would just have lightsaber battles made entirely out of lens flare, but personally, I'm much more interested in seeing where Greg Grunberg has a cameo. Maybe he's gonna be a Jedi or a Sith Lord, or maybe he'll pilot a freighter and crash on an island. Could be anything. Maybe the best thing to come out of the man who was able to reboot Star Trek being tapped to reboot Star Wars would be the end of the war. This could be the Montagues and Capulets finally making up after a double suicide. Can Star Trek and Star Wars fans finally become friends? Will it be okay for someone like me, who likes both, to exist in the world? Let me know in the comments what you are excited about for JJ Abrams directing this, or if you think it's a terrible idea. Let me know in the comments, but I think this is another step towards an excellent Star Wars VII, and another nail in the coffin of people who think this is going to be a disaster. I hope you're having a swell day. Be brilliant.